Hi, I'm Kellyanne Peter, and this is Small Doses, Big Facts, the podcast, the show that creates a safe space to learn and discuss everything life, from relationships to finances, careers, sex, mental health, and everything else in between. No topic is off limits. Are you ready for your small dose of big facts? Let's get into it. Discipline versus motivation. Who will win? Two very similar terms, yet they're so far apart. So let's delve right into it. Of course, we'll start with some definitions. Discipline is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience, while motivation is the general desire or willingness of someone to do something. So, my question to you would be, which do you think is most important, discipline or motivation? If you'd like to achieve a certain goal or set of goals, which would you aspire to? Or which would you lean on? Would it be discipline or motivation? I guess most persons would say motivation. I need to be motivated to do this. I need to be motivated to go to the gym. I need to be motivated to eat better in order for me to be healthy and lose weight. Other persons, which is the minority, would say otherwise. Well, for me, I'd say easily discipline. I'll tell you why. For me, discipline is something that I need in order for me to do my daily tasks, versus motivation. While I would love it, it is not something that comes by very quickly. Again, most persons or some persons may opt to disagree. In my opinion, a person who is disciplined is dedicated to their goals and every single thing that they need to do to achieve those goals. I once read that in order to achieve a goal, somebody has to pay the price. And if it's your goal, it's your price to pay. Motivation, on the other hand, I love it. We'd all love to have it, but how often does it really come by? Sometimes on a Monday morning, I would just love to stay in my bed. Don't have to get up, don't have to put on my gym clothes and head to the gym, don't have to even go to work. While I love my job so much, I just want to relax. Do I need to be motivated to go to the gym? Absolutely not. Because we know that if we do not go to work, then our actions would have repercussions, right? And so it's just that. You want to lose weight, you're not motivated to go to the gym, you don't go to the gym, you don't lose weight. It's as simple as that. So, party people, what are we going to do? Are we going to select motivation or discipline? Let's err on the side of some discipline, shall we? Recently, I was reading this lovely book by James Clear called Atomic Habits. If you have not heard of this book, check it out. It's awesome. In that book, James Clear speaks about the habit loop. In our everyday lives, the habit loop happens every single second of our day, of our life. It just happens. The cue would be the need for something, or something is happening, rather. The phone rings, that's a cue. My craving would be to answer it. The response would be to actually answer it. And the reward would be whatever it is somebody is saying. Something as simple as that. You go into a dark room. The cue is like, oh my goodness, it's dark. The craving is, I want light. The response is, switch on the light. And the reward is, wow, then there is light. Again, it's as simple as that. And so if we have to take this and incorporate it into our actual goals, we'd realize that in order for us to deliberately complete a habit loop for our goals, it would take discipline over motivation. Let's take, for example, our health. I am overweight. My doctor said to me I'm overweight and I need to lose weight in order to be in a better position health-wise as well as, of course, physically. So the cue is I'm overweight. The craving right now would be I need to lose weight. The response would be I am going to do whatever it is that you choose to do. Is it change your diet, go to the gym, whatever it is that you choose to do to lose weight? That would be your response. And your reward is to actually lose weight. All of these things, especially your response part of it, after the craving has made itself clear to you, your response requires dedication. Your response requires discipline. So again, let's stick to that example. I am overweight. And I know that in order for me to reverse that, I need to do a certain set of things, right? So obviously, losing weight is not something that comes overnight or over a month. Sometimes it may take a year or a couple of years, realistically. And so, are you going to depend on being motivated to go to the gym to lose weight or motivated to eat better to lose weight? The unfortunate thing about that is that while you may be motivated for the first week or the first month, after a while, that motivation starts to plummet. And then what? Are you going to stop going to the gym? But the cue is still there. The need for you to lose weight is still there. And now that you're not motivated to do what you have to do, what are you going to do? And that's where discipline comes into play. And so, every single day, you get up and you make the decision to go to the gym. That is your way of creating the habit of going to the gym and thus strengthening your discipline of being in the gym. Why? Because you know that reasoning or outcome is to lose weight, and that's what you want. So you are going to consistently go to the gym. Every day is not going to be a yay, I get to go to the gym. Sometimes it may just be a oh shit, I have to go to the gym. Either way, you get there, and that is discipline. Discipline is not glamorous. Discipline is not one that most persons look forward to. Sometimes we don't at all, but we do it anyway. Moving away from the gym, going to work is something that we do every single day. Most persons don't even like to go to work. They don't even like their work, whatever their job that they do, but they do it anyway. They get up every single day, and if work says that you need to be there for 8 a.m., they are there on or before or 10 minutes after, but they're there. Is that motivation that you're at that workplace? No, it's not. It's the discipline of knowing that I need to get to that job. Why? Not because I like it, not because I want to see my coworkers, but because I need to get paid. And so the reward in this case would be, I'm getting paid. The cue would be, I am broke, or I need money to pay my bills, and so I need to do something. Yeah? Doing something means going to work. The same work we don't want to do. So I hopefully this puts things into perspective for a person that, look, motivation is beautiful. It's lovely to have motivation on top of your discipline, but motivation is not enough. And I'll continue to go into why I think it's not enough and why it has been proven to not be enough for persons. The first thing would be during mundane tasks, which are needed most of the time for your journey towards your goal, motivation most times would be absent. Going back to the gym, you want that bomb body. You want that bill of good health. You have to go to the gym. Going to the gym is not a sweet experience physically and sometimes emotionally as well. It's not a sweet experience. It's something that you just have to do because you know this is good for me. I have to do it because I need that bill of health, because I need that dream body, because. But come on now. Going to the gym hurts. Lifting weights hurts. Right? But we do it anyway. And so during these mundane tasks of getting up early, getting to the gym, doing whatever exercise program that we have scheduled for that day, in order to reach our goals, these mundane tasks, which is part of most of our journey to that goal, most times motivation is not there. And thus, it's not enough. The second point would be motivation is based on external factors. That's what it is. Whether or not you get motivation from your peers or your parents or your spouse, or you're self-motivated, the point is whatever it is that caused you to be motivated is strictly extrinsic. Why, you may say? Going to the gym. You get up one morning and you're like, oh, it's raining. Jeez, how do I get there? Oh my goodness, it's going to make it also harder to get to the gym because it's raining. You're now demotivated to go to the gym. Why? Because it's raining. But there are means and ways to get to the gym through the rain. So why not do it? Why? Because the weather is not conducive for you, so you're not going to go. You wouldn't want to go to the gym if the extrinsic factors are not conducive to what you think is best for you in that period. My third point would be, it is not a permanent state of mind. As I've said before, motivation can come to you, be it the first day of the month or the first day of the week, and it lasts. It could last for a month. It could last for a week. Sometimes 2 months if you are very lucky. But at some point in time, motivation starts to decrease. And then what? We need to understand that when motivation decreases, our goals don't decrease. Our goals remain the same. And so if our goals remain the same, then if we are completely fueled by motivation, we are not going to reach our goals, because motivation is guaranteed to decrease after a particular time. So what are we going to do then? The fourth point is simply, it does not create habits needed to achieve your goals. Again, we're going to go back to this analogy of the gym because I really believe it's probably one of the most relatable analogies or examples that a person can use where motivation and discipline is related. And so a habit that you need to introduce is one that you need to get up early, or you just need to make that time to get to the gym. You just need to make that time to eat well, or you just need to make that time to do whatever it is that you choose to do to achieve your highest fitness potential. Motivation will not allow you to create that habit. Habits are created after doing something continuously. If motivation does not last, how continuous is that habit? How continuous can you be in doing those tasks or going through those motions for it to become a habit? And so, in my opinion, we are doing ourselves a complete injustice if we are going to lean solely on motivation. That's just how I see it. You deserve so much better and so much more out of yourself that motivation cannot give you. Being disciplined is where it's at. And so, our next question would be, then how the hell do I get disciplined? Where do I begin? Yes, I would love those things, but I don't know where to begin. I've never been taught discipline. Discipline does not look like anything around me or anyone around me. And so what do I do? All is not lost, because there are reasons and there are steps to take to do that. And some of them may include identify your goals. That's the first one. Identify what you want. What is it? Dig within yourself and figure out, what do I want out of myself? What do I want out of life? Where do I see myself in the next 3, 5, 10 years? Once you've done that, you would now need to map out what it is going to take for you to achieve your goal. What do I need to do to get there? Who do I need to speak to get there? What habits do I need to inculcate or improve upon or introduce in my life for me to get there? Once we've done that, we now need to create a plan as to how we're going to get there. So we know the habits. We know the things that we have to do. How are we going to start? We need a plan. And so once we've done that plan, we need to break it down in the simplest of ways. And then we incorporate those simple steps as realistically as possible into our daily lives. That's it. Of course, it sounds so easy, right? Psh, of course it does. It's not. But of course, that is what discipline does. Discipline allows us to continue to do those things that sound so difficult, but in the end, it is so, so worth it. Beautiful dreamer, I would like to thank you for listening to me today, or tonight, or whenever it is that you're choosing to listen to this podcast. I want to remind you that all you have to do is to believe in you. You owe yourself a lot. You deserve a lot. And so you need to invest what it takes to get where you're going, because you deserve it and you should go for it. And with that, this is me signing out. You've just listened to Small Doses, Big Facts. Connect with me on Instagram at Small Doses, Big Facts Podcast. Your reviews are always welcomed. Bye now.